You're right, lads, this is Prash here from Single to Taken for another video. So this week we're going to go ask the ladies on the streets, is it justifiable to stay in touch with your ex when in a current relationship? Staying in touch with your ex. This is a very controversial topic, and before I go interview the women on Hyde Park, I'm just going to give you quickly my take on this. So there's two sides of the coin when it comes to staying in touch with your ex, and there's a very fine line between the two. So if you're just friends with that person, then that's absolutely fine doing that. However, you have to make sure that you maintain boundaries when you're in touch with your ex. So that means that you give most of your time and most of your energy towards your current partner rather than your ex, and spend the least amount of time. So I'd say about 90-10, 80-20, because your current partner is the one that wants to feel special and be that special one in her life. Do you get what I mean? So that's where you have to always draw that boundary and keep the conversations and the contact limited. In addition to maintaining boundaries, what you also have to do is keep your current partner in the open that you're staying in touch with your ex, because the worst thing that can happen is you're doing it in the dark and your partner finds out, and she's going to suspect all sorts of things. So it's very important as well that you, if you are staying in touch with your ex, that you do speak to your current partner about it and tell her that you're doing that as well. That way she'll appreciate it a lot more, rather than keeping it in the dark and she finds out afterwards and you've been doing it behind her back, and this is where she can suspect all sorts of things, and that's where jealousy can come in. You have to also bear in mind that after you suggest to your current partner that you want to stay in touch with your ex, a lot of your current boyfriends or girlfriends may object to that, and they may have a problem with that. And the reason is, especially if they've been cheated on before in the past, because in their new relationship they don't want that to happen again. That's where they could be a little bit more overprotective, and they may object towards that, and that's where you need to make the decision about, again, what's more important, because she's right in a way that she doesn't want you to stay in touch with your ex, because she was the one that wants to feel special, because she didn't feel that special, she didn't feel special and feel validated in her previous relationship, and when she felt cheated, she felt that her trust was violated. So that could be another thing you have to bear in mind as well. Another thing as well is that if you are staying in touch with your ex, that if you did have a bad breakup, that you've totally healed from that as well. Quite often, a lot of people stay in touch with their exes because they haven't yet got over them. So they go into the new relationship because they felt something was missing, but they're still not over their ex yet. So all that pain and that hurt, they've not let go of it. And that's why they're doing it. And if you don't let go of that pain and that hurt and heal from that, then all that crap that's happened from your previous relationship, it's going to affect your current relationship as well, and there's going to be some toxicity and negativity in that as well. So it's always important to make sure, and this is where forgiveness comes in. Forgiveness is where, say for example, your previous ex screwed you over in some way, shape or form. You have to forgive them. Now, when I say forgive, I don't mean forgive to excuse them. Forgive them so that all the baggage and the pain and the hurt, you're letting go of it and parking it to your side, so that you're taking that weight off your shoulders and not carrying it with you. Because when you're carrying something with you, that's what's gonna, that toxicity and negativity that you've had, is you're going to bring that up in your new relationship. So it's always important that you've healed from it, and that's purely just a platonic friendship, and it's very limited in that way. So maintenance of that is really important as well. Anyways, enough of me rabbiting on. Let's go and speak to the lovely ladies. Right, so is it justifiable to stay in touch with your ex?
I don't think it is, because your ex is your ex, and I'm sure your ex is somebody that you were once attracted to, shared a lot of memorable moments together, and if you have a current relationship, I expect you to stick to your current relationship and work on it. Your ex should be a forgone issue, because I personally feel for you to have intimate moments with your ex before, it's possible when you share some things, keep in touch, share some things and others, then you may be tempted. You may be tempted to go back into the relationship and stuff like that. So if you're into a relationship, focus on it and be faithful your partner. Forget about your ex. That's why he's called an ex.
Okay, so should one stay in touch with their exes?
It really depends on the situation. Like me personally, if my boyfriend wanted to like stay in touch with his ex, if it was like based off like they had a really good relationship, like a friendship before, I would be okay with it. But then again, it all depends on the girl and like what their view is and how their relationship is with their boyfriend now.
Just about assessing and creating those boundaries.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so should one stay in touch with their ex?
I would say that it is very much dependent on the situation. Each one is individual. I think it depends on if they've been dating for a while. If they were together for a while, they might have formed some sort of friendship that is justifiable to continue. Also, how it ended is important. If it ended on good terms, I think it's probably fine. I think yeah, I wouldn't say yes or no until I would know the situation. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because if it ended on a good term and they're just platonic friends and they maintain those boundaries,
Yeah.
then it's okay. But if it's in a situation where it ended quite badly, then that negativity and toxicity from the previous relationship will affect the current relationship, won't it?
I think that's correct, yes. I would say that, if there was any kind of residual animosity or even, strong feelings either way, because love and hate are very close together. So if I was dating someone that really, really hated their ex, I would suspect that maybe they were probably still in love with them. So if they continue to see this person despite either strong emotion, hate or love, I would probably feel a little bit uncomfortable about it, but I don't know. It is complicated. So I would have to take each situation as it came.
Right, so is it justifiable for someone that has a current partner or wife or husband to be in touch with their ex? What's your opinion on that?
Okay, so my personal opinion, it depends on the ex and the partner. I'm a great believer that you have to be very open and transparent in your relationships. So if you are in contact with your ex, it's important that you disclose that. I think I have friends and I have family and I have heard that there are instances where one or the other is talking to their ex and they sort of get caught out and then things just get really, really sour. So it is very debatable. The way I look at it is that, okay, well, if that person is an ex, there's a reason why they're an ex.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you are with this individual now. So like I said before, it's very debatable. It really depends on the ex and on the individual and on the relationship as well. And I think it's the most important thing is to work on your relationship, nurture that, and be very transparent, because that's really how you're going to be able to make that relationship work, regardless of that individual being in touch with their ex or not.
And it's also making sure that they spend most of their energy and time with their new partner.
Absolutely.
And drawing the boundaries with the ex, and also being open about it, not doing things behind the back, because temptation does give you when hormones take over.
Absolutely. And I think that why would you be spending so much time with your ex? And if you are spending that much time with your ex, then you need to assess where your existing relationship going. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You have to nurture the existing one. You can't be spending so much of your time with the ex.
Okay, so how do you feel about someone keeping in touch with their ex?
I think for me it depends on the situation. So for example, my husband, he has to keep in touch with his ex because they've got young kids still, so that's perfectly acceptable. It's all kind of above board. Would I be as happy and secure if it was a young single girl who he had told me a lot about and they'd had some great times together? Maybe not so.
Okay, so is it okay for one's current boyfriend or girlfriend to stay in touch with their ex?
I believe if feelings are gone and everyone in the couple left feelings aside, it's okay. But if a girl or a man has a touch of feelings still left, it's like a slow bomb. Once it will deploy, definitely. So it's better to leave person in peace and stop all the contacts.
So is it okay for one's boyfriend, girlfriend or spouse to stay in touch with their ex? What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's fine. If you're in a new, trusting, honest relationship, absolutely fine for them to keep in touch.
what things do they have to do as part of precautions to make sure there's no miscommunication or confusion? Because
They've got to obviously admit they're in a new relationship, talk about, like, you know, just be open and honest with you.
So it's all about honesty.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing is that they do it behind the spouse's or the partner's back.
Yeah, there's no,
and then they find
there's
out
no
then.
space for that. It's much easier if you're open and upfront from the beginning, but I would have no problem with my current boyfriend seeing one of their exes.
Okay, great. Okay, so what's your attitude on one's current girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse staying in touch with their ex?
I think it's doable. I also think it's really important to create boundaries with the person that's important to you. If you're finding that the relationship with an ex is the thing that's actually more of priority, then that's something you've got to think about. But if you can talk to your partner, which you should be able to, about maintaining or creating some kind of friendship, I would definitely say, has enough time lapsed since the past relationship? What is the frequency of communication between you and your ex-partner? Because it's going to be uncomfortable for somebody at some point, and as long as you maintain your priority with your partner, and that can change, and if it changes, you've got to allow for that. That's going to be the privilege of being allowed a relationship with a previous ex. I can say I personally have a scenario like that, but on my part, and I keep touching in with my partner. Is it okay? Are you okay with it? This is literally all we do, and I'm open and I show messages and communication that we have, and I think if you can maintain that, you're good.
So it's all about having that conversation and being open about it and just talking to them about it.
Absolutely.
Rather than doing it in the dark.
That's exactly. If you're doing it in the dark, no.
Keep it open. What is your attitude on one's current boyfriend, girlfriend or spouse keeping in touch with their exes? What's your attitude on that?
I don't have a simple answer to this question. It really depends on the nature of the communication and relationship with an ex partner. I personally chose not to maintain a relationship with my exes. My husband could visit their exes and I would mind it, as far as he is not going to date them. Yeah. And it's just, a social visit, a polite visit, just if he's in the area. I understand that women or men will choose to maintain a relationship with their exes if they have common children, which is very natural, and you need to be in a good relationship so not to have effect on your children, so your children were comfortable and happier. So this is my take on maintaining or not maintaining a relationship with exes.
So it's maintaining boundaries, but at the same time spending time with their current relationship, because they're the special one in their life, aren't they?
Exactly. Yeah, I do agree.
Just keep talking. Communication is a very big key in relationships. It's probably the most important thing in any type of relationship.
Right, well, I hope that was helpful. So we've had a mixture of responses. Some women have a problem, some women don't. So it all varies depending on the woman. I think the women that don't have a problem are because they're that little bit overprotective and that little bit overcautious, that they are the only one that feels special in the relationship, and there's not somebody else in that picture. Whereas some of them are a bit chilled out and they're not that bad. But to put into conclusion to this, try and if you do want to stay in touch with your ex, make sure that you maintain boundaries, that it's only for a limited and it's only a small portion, and the majority of your attention and energy and time is dedicated towards your current boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband. Because the worst that can happen is that you get carried away when you're communicating with them, and then you end up maybe sexting and then sending nude pics, and then you meet up, and then one thing can lead to another, and that's what can lead to a disaster. So it's very, very important to maintain those boundaries and at the same time be honest and open about it if you are doing that, rather than doing it behind their back. Anyways, and also, if you are doing it, it's only that because you're really good friends, and that if there was any negativity or toxicity in the relationship, that's all been healed and cleared up, or that would have an effect on your current relationship. Anyways, I hope this helps. You know the drill. Like, share and subscribe. Keep those questions and comments, and I will see you on another video again soon. Hope you're well. Take care. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. See ya.